Hello, welcome back to the Oracle Light Tarot. There's no coincidences here. It is not a coincidence that you clicked on this video, that you're here with me now. There never are any coincidences. Today's going to be a little bit different of a read. I'm going to pull whatever cards from whatever decks I feel called to pull. I'm going to pull some charms, or maybe even look at the charms, and any symbols that might come through, I'll name them off. I'm also going to pull from my word box here. I'll try to keep the cards face down and not really go through the words until I have everything I feel like I need for your reading, and then I'll go through and read the energy. Okay. But just so you know, there's no coincidences. Whatever words come through for your reading from this word box. If you can see, this word box is very deep. There are probably 1,000 words in here, so there's no way there are any coincidences. Okay, what is the for the reading here? I feel like a tapping on my head, like on the top of my head. Okay, something about the top of the head, or the hair, or the crown. Oh, I wasn't going to read it, but that's the edge. That's the edge right there. Okay, or I said I wasn't going to go through them, but I see silly here sticking out. I also see a light bulb here sticking out. A star. There's 2 seahorses. We're going to use the Light Seers Tarot. There's definitely something about lights or light bulbs. I haven't been called to use this deck in so long. Sorry for the noise upstairs. There's just a dog. Someone is probably up, so he's following them around up there. He should stop in a minute. What is the message? The World card coming through here. I don't want to reveal, so I'm going to pull cards a little differently today. I don't want to reveal them all until the end. Well, so it's like, you don't get a dictate today. So that also feels like the energy too, because it felt very weird. Like, you don't get to dictate, you don't get to choose. Okay, there's something like, it's something like, I don't know, like Spirit wants you to know this. Okay, like, I don't know. It's yeah, I don't know what that is. Okay. It just feels like we're pulling cards very differently. See, maybe you're doing something very differently. There's also something about cleaning house, okay? Or like cleaning up some kind of energy, maybe. Definitely the energy of a house coming through. Home. Definitely partners. Like, it's giving these seahorses that are here. I'm going to do this. Partners. There's one small one and one big one. So it's like, this definitely feels like a... Honestly, like, there's something about a dream here coming through, and something about like partners, maybe. One very tall one very petite one. Short, tall and small, or something. I don't know. But it definitely feels like partners. It also feels like it kind of feels like silly chemistry. Okay, between maybe somebody's acting very silly. Okay, need a card for the energy. Yeah, it feels like a relationship. Yeah, okay. And then the balance here. Yeah, silly energy, partnership energy, something like that. Anything? Okay, yes, we're gonna pull some tea leaves here, tea leaf cards. Yeah, I just feel like doing it this way today. I don't usually do it. Look at, woo, yeah, I don't know. So it feels messy, it feels different, it feels like I've got to handle something off the table with the teapot here. Hey, there's like a song, like a Madonna song coming through. Anything else? Anything else? Spirit? Whoa. Those two like just flung off the table like crazy. Anything else? Okay. Tea leaves can get like that. I don't know why the tea leaves get like that. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and read the energy here. Oh, the light bulb, right? The light bulb was definitely, I don't want to forget about that because I'm being shown again that the light bulb is sticking out. The star, too, is sticking out. Okay, anything else, Spirit? Anything? Okay, we're going to go ahead and take a look at, we're going to lay them out. Let me get them, I don't know if I should lay them out on camera. Let's look at the words. Love, love, love it. Okay, that's the edge. Like someone's taking you to the edge, like you're like, that's enough. That's the edge right there. That's it. That's as far as I'm going because I got high. So it almost feels like somebody, yeah, was like under the influence of something. Maybe they're acting weird in front of somebody, silly in front of people. It says fall in love. This definitely feels like a relationship reading. Funny, yeah, like someone is being silly, someone is being funny. Believe. Colors. But that song, I want to dress you up in my love, in my love. Placed into position. The key to happiness is reasonable expectations. Interesting. I like this one is going to get kind of drowned through. Broth. The broth is like the base of the soup, right? It feels like that, right? The red here. Be intentional, okay? Can we even see these? I'm so sorry. Here we go. I wish my dog would go lay down. Loved ones, yeah. It feels like, yeah, dealing with loved ones. Family, maybe. Anything you want. Younger. And listen. Okay. Wanna dress you up in my love, in my love. We're gonna go through these in a minute, but let's go ahead and get that. I feel like we might need to zoom out for this reading. So we have man holding a heart. I feel like we could be talking about a few different things, the yin yang. So something's not balanced here in some relationship, okay? That's what it feels like. It could be some kind of friendship, love I'm feeling a lot of love relationship here too, but I was also feeling for somebody, maybe not everybody, there's a sense of some kind of like something to do with children here coming through. We have the Magician. Were these in reverse? Yes, they were in reverse and they came out. We have the Magician in reverse. Judgment in reverse. We have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Seven of Pentacles. Six of Swords in reverse. There's a lot of reversals here. The Ace of Wands. Queen of Wands. And the Empress. Like, something's telling me like the Ace of Wands might not need to be in reverse. But money or property through an inheritance, windfall, or winning or windfall. Disappointment in a lover. Yeah, a friend or a lover. Take care or there will be loss of material wealth. Temporary clouds or cloud temporary problems, danger especially in money matters, bag, something important such as a new job or raise, a throne, position of authority. Are we not able to see these? A man, dealings or relationships with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. A rose, romances in the air. June, there's definitely something, there is like an energy of summer coming through for some reason. You could be like visiting family in the summer. There's a woman here. So yeah, this is giving like relationship energy, or energy between a man and a woman here. But also we did have we're of the same sex. Didn't I say that? Disappointment in a friend or lover. Huh. Maybe it's in here. Let me see. We have a rooster, arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. A love, deep affection and caring. Temptation will test you. This really, you know what this really feels like? This really feels like somebody pissed you off. Like it feels like almost like an argument of some sort. Like it feels like very silly on surface level, but deep down there's something that's like bothering somebody. Okay, so that's what this feels like. So romance, celebration. So something could have even happened at like a party or a gathering, maybe with someone that you're with. We have success, we have staff, protected. We have a lot of tea leaf cards here. Protected from negative forces beyond your control with the cobwebs. There is something also coming through. So just take what resonates and leave the rest. I feel like there's a lot of energies happening right now. Things will not always be this way. So a change is coming. So yeah, it feels like this misunderstanding here with this wall. A misunderstanding has happened. A deep friendship with someone of the same sex. So, and there's also a friend involved here. It feels like a marriage will take place, either romantic or business. It feels like there's somebody that kind of got caught up in like, it feels like a friend who is caught up in a between between another friend and their friend's relationship. So I don't know which side you're on or who you are in this situation. It could be either or. Maybe you're cross watching here. It feels like someone who, I don't know why I keep being recalled to like a child being involved. Like, I think it's because the seahorses always remind me of like parental roles. Or okay, so there's also something to do with like children or a child or somebody maybe someone was acting childish. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, and someone is acting very weird. I think they were under the influence, so they could have been drinking, right? Because it says because I got high here. So somebody was very acting silly. They thought they were being funny. I feel like this person could be a very arrogant type person here, like ruler of the home type energy. I'm also getting like a short. Okay, so you don't have to be short, but I'm getting like a sassy person who stands up to this. Either they're very tall, or they're very loud, or there's just something about them that their energy is much. It just feels like louder, taller, boastful, more like this person comes off as like they don't like to be seen as weak or not in charge. Okay, So if someone says something to them in front of people, they get very, what is this coming off as? Yeah, like this bear, like their teeth, you know, they show their teeth. But actually, I feel like this person could be like a very, it's giving off like a very cuddly person. I feel like this is just a side of the person. They're actually a very loving person. But the side, yeah, it feels like they have some kind of position of authority here somehow. But I feel like, and I feel like there's a lot of love in this relationship, okay? Deep affection, love, and caring, okay? But there's some kind of like situation where this person has like shown their teeth, okay? Yeah, so usually I feel like this person's very charming, but for some reason they're not. They're coming, it's in reverse, so they're coming off as like the opposite, because there's like some kind of like misunderstanding. Maybe they were, yeah, but I feel like we have the reconciliation right here with the pineapple. So there will be reconciliation. So it feels like something could have happened. I don't know, there's something about a party coming through, or some kind of like celebration. There could be, we have June here, so this could, I don't know if this is like warning you of an issue in June. Why? We have the World card here. The World card has been sticking out. It came out right earlier when I was shuffling also. Yeah, so I feel like this has something to do with, like, it could even be like a mother and father, or something to do with children coming through here. So there's some kind of like lack of confidence. Where did I see that wand? I feel like it was sitting right here too. Whoa, this one's falling on the ground. Temptation will test you. So this one fell on the ground. So this feels like, it says you will be taken care of in difficult times, okay? So maybe you're wondering, maybe you're with somebody, or somebody's with somebody, and maybe they're pregnant, or maybe they have children, and they are worried about being taken care of. But we have the staff that says you will be taken care of in difficult times. Temptation will test you. It feels like you feel the need to stand up to somebody when they are acting in a certain way. And I'm hearing that song, I see your true colors shining through. So it feels like with this light also, I feel like this person has many lights to them. Yeah, we have loved ones here. It says anything you want. So I feel like this person really loves you, really cares about you. Maybe you just have yourself placed in a position that doesn't feel good to you. Okay, you don't like feeling like this person has control over you. I think you feel like, what does this feel like? Yeah, like you don't have control. We have the Magician in reverse. And the Judgment card in reverse. So it's like you don't have clarity on like your skills or resources. Okay, so it could be like why you're here. We do have the Queen of Pentacles here. I feel like you're definitely like, there's something about like practicalness coming through. Wisdom. It says the key to happiness is reasonable expectations. So I feel like whatever you're here to hear right now, it has to do with the balance, okay, with the yin and the yang here, and then how something maybe feels out of balance. Like maybe someone has, there could have been something brought to your attention too with this light bulb. So, or like somebody has like power. It feels like someone has power over you. I feel like there's love here, but it feels like in certain situations, you feel powerless in certain situations. Okay, something like that. And the Six of Swords, in reverse. So it's like you can't, so you're feeling powerless, basically. Like you're not able to, maybe you could be wanting to leave, and be more independent, something like that. We have the Seven of Pentacles. You could be thinking about working on some kind of like long-term growth here. Maybe something that you've been working on beneath like the surface, okay? But this feels like like long-term growth or perseverance here. Okay. But we have success. And then we have boat, money or property through inheritance, winning or windfall. Disappointment in a friend or a lover. Yeah, this really feels like you were disappointed in the way somebody treated you. So, and it definitely says something important such as a new job or raise and position of authority. So it just kind of feels like maybe somebody, you feel like somebody has like authority over you somehow. Okay. Romance, celebration, a party. Yeah, so it just feels like, so it's like that's the edge. Like someone took you to the edge where you're, you know, it's like you have a lot of, I feel like it could be this male here. Okay. I feel like there's somebody that really loves you and adores you, but it feels like somebody, it just feels like this arrogant is here. Okay. So, and it could be this person in authority. But for some reason, I keep seeing like this very tall person and this very short person. And looking, I feel like I'm in the short person's perspective for some reason, looking up at this tall person. So somebody has some kind of like authority over you. It's just feeling like over you because they're in, the way I'm seeing it is they're very tall, looking down on you. So, and I feel like, yeah, like placed into position. You don't like the position you've been placed into. So you could even be like, you could even be a mother, you could be expecting. So it just feels like, it almost feels like you've been placed in a certain position and you feel like you don't have any opportunities here. You feel kind of caught. There, I was saying something about your third, no, not your third eye, your crown chakra. There's something about like a hair net. It looks like she's wearing a net over her hair, like a hair net. Okay. This really feels like a lot of this is in your mind. It feels like a situation that happened that was taken to like the edge, and you were like, you know what, that was too far. That's where I'm drawing the line. That's where yeah, something like that. And I feel you could even be giving someone like the cold shoulder too, because you're upset with them. So, it almost feels like this person's a little immature, like there's an immaturity, like a silly immaturity coming through. It almost feels like you could, even if you're not having a child or there's no children involved, it feels like you're mothering this person because they feel like you feel like they're very immature. It says, do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. I can't help but feel like this is like an argument. Okay. But it feels like surface level argument, and it could be coming off that way to like, maybe because there was something about a friend's, right? Friend. Yeah. So, this could have taken place at some kind of like a party, celebration, a gathering, a get-together type thing. So for one, it probably bothered you that it took place in that situation around your friends. Yeah, and this person really acted, your partner could have acted very arrogant and boastful. Maybe that's what it was. It got taken to a point where friends were involved and they seen the display, that would usually be like between you two. Okay, so something like that. I wanna wrap you up in my love, Yeah, this definitely feels like, I don't know. It feels like a temporary situation, but somebody took it to like to the point of like that's where it's coming from. That's the edge. That's the edge right there. Like, you've taken it too far now. Too far. That was too far, right? So, and it feels too far because of like the position you were in. It feels like in front of like family, others, people, like something like that, and someone who was acting very immature. Okay. The star with the points on it. So yeah, it just feels like, the star has like these sharp points, right? So it feels like there's like little bumpers on this star. There's something about that, like cushioning. I don't know, there's something about a jumping house. One of those bouncy houses. Bouncing. Like, it could be like, it feels like it allowed maybe something to bounce off, Staying soft, you've allowed things to bounce off. Like, it feels like this has happened. Something like that. Okay. Yeah, like, oh, you've allowed it to roll off your shoulder. But I do feel like there's a lot of love. But this person, this person's just like immature. But there's romance, there's love. It could be even like, yeah, there could be even, this could even be like not even about love. This could be just like a very close relationship, some sort. But we have reconciliation here. The pineapple is coming off as, it just feels like, like the pineapple looks very pokey and protected. So it's just like, it's like uncomfortable on the outside. Right? If you first saw the pineapple, you probably, like, if you've never eaten a pineapple before, you'd probably look at it like, that's kind of weird, and spiky, and then maybe you'd smell it and you'd be like, oh, well, it kind of smells good. And then you'd cut it open, you'd be like, oh, wow, this really smells good. And then, you try it and you're like, oh, I actually really like pineapple. So there's something like that about the relationship here. So yeah, so I feel like what's lying underneath is what's lacking here. It could be like a balance of authority. You know, this person could just be a very arrogant person. But there's a lot of romance and love with this person. Anything else? Yeah, so it could even be like lack of ambition here. Oh, okay. So like maybe you feel more ambitious and someone's not as ambitious as you, and you feel like kind of stuck too, also coming through. Like someone's very practical and somebody's a little more ambitious. It feels like almost like somebody has to be practical, maybe because of this. It's not the World card, it's the Empress. What am I talking about? Nothing's a coincidence here. Well, the Empress is like a very abundant, right, nurturing, creative person. Right? And why was I bringing the World? I guess it's feels like fulfillment or integration. Okay. So this really could have something to do with your child. It feels also like a very sensitive energy. You could even be feeling very sensitive right now. Like it's like you need someone, yeah, it says listen and hear. Like you need them to hear you. You need them to listen to you. Yeah. Something like that coming through. To have success, do not back down from opposition. And there's something about July. Okay, so somebody could even be due for a child, or not July, it's June. In June. What's happening in June? Oh, it's the with the hands here. With 7 of Pentacles. So it's whatever you've been working on behind the scenes. So it should be happening in June or taking place in June, coming into like you're going to be able to see the fruits of your labor, like your gifts. Okay, it's when you receive your gifts, you receive your money. I feel like the anger, okay, the anger of something, the temptation to be super upset. Was it? Do you hear the cat? There's a cat outside. Yeah, it's like showing your teeth. Maybe there's 2 cats outside. They're very territorial. And they always go into my yard. They're not my cats, but they always come into my yard. It sounds like they're either arguing or something. I don't know. This is dangerous, especially in money matters. Take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. Okay, so I feel like this money or property through inheritance. Temptation will test you. So it feels like some kind of like anger, argument. If it gets to be too much, there could be some kind of like loss of material wealth also. Okay. Yeah, the key to happiness is reasonable expectations. Anything else? To be intentional. Yeah, it feels like be intentional. Keep working on what you've been working on. Okay. Like patience, perseverance here with the whatever you're working on. It could be long term. That's why it has June coming through, right? So keep working on that. There's something about somebody receiving flowers from someone. Yeah, it feels like a temporary problem, to be honest. And I just saw this laying on top of my word box, but it says you see clearly now. So I'm going to take that as my cue to go. And yeah, I hope this was helpful, guys. I will talk to you guys later. Come back. Bye.